Friends, today you are joining me on a little hike, on a little walk, on a little adventure, a little mission, a quest, you might say. We're looking for gold. No, not just regular gold. What's anybody ever going to do with regular gold? Not trying to be rich, no. Today we are looking for something that is actually special. Today we're looking for dandelion heads. And I might have found just the spot. I tried to pick a spot at least far enough away from the main road so that the dandelions would not be infused with car fumes, because that is not something I particularly enjoy. But it seems to be like a wrong day, because there is like a hiking club having an event or something right here. I don't know. It makes filming a little bit awkward, but we're going with it. I picked this date, I picked the spot. Living with the consequences. Naturally, I'm also not picking all of the flowers, because of course we want to leave some for the bees. We're April now, so these dandelions are very early flowers, which is great sustenance for the bees that are all around. I don't want to take their sustenance away from them, of course, but I want to make some sustenance for myself as well. Whoops. Don't know if you heard, but someone just said smakelijk to me, which is bon appetit in Flemish. He knows what we're up to. Yeah, that seems like enough for the bees, right? We have returned, and you still have a little bit of dandelion on you. You want to plant dandelions in your own garden, don't you? You were stealing the seed from me. Ah, I thought I could trust you. This is mine. I want all the dandelions in my garden. Because dandelions are, contrary to popular belief, actually the best flowers. You can fight me on this, but dandelions? I know they have a bad rep, like we call them in Flemish. Pisbloemen. Piss flowers. Yes, piss flowers. We call them piss flowers. And in French, pissenlit, which is pee in the bed. Which, funnily enough, in Flemish is pissebed, which is our word for roly-poly. We're not really nice to nature, are we? Why are we so not nice to nature? At least let's call them dandelions. Like dandelions, not dandelion. I mean, not even the French call them dandelion. Anyway, what are we up to with this golden treasure of nature? Firstly, I want to make dandelion jelly or dandelion honey, because if you are following the same kind of content that I am on Instagram, you have seen the reels of the dandelion jelly, and I want it. I mean, it just looks so good, doesn't it? Now, so that is the first thing we're going to try. And since I picked an actual metric ton of dandelion flowers, we're also going to dye with them, because of course, this is my channel after all. That's what we do. First, let's take the flowers out that we will need to make our jelly. For the jelly, we need 150 grams of dandelion flowers. Now, we will have to separate the yellow from the green stems, so I measured a little bit more. Just to be sure, I'm going to now wash them. Because while we shouldn't call them piss flowers, that does not mean that there could not be urine on them, because I picked them close to a popular hiking path where people come with dogs. It is done. We only have yellow petals right now. That was tedious, and I kind of forgot that I have allergies. Anyway, now that it's done, we can start actually making jelly. Now, the reason why we separated the yellow petals from the green flower bud is that the green parts supposedly make it bitter, and bitter is not a flavor I prefer. So just the sweet petals, thank you very much. 750 mils of water together with our 150 grams of flower petals. The recipe says between 300 and 400 grams of sugar, so 350 grams of sugar, some lemon juice. And then it says to actually use orange slices. I don't have orange slices, so it's going to be orange juice as well. And while we're at it, I fetched my dyeing pots. Doesn't hurt to turn my kitchen into a dyeing space, but never use your dye pots to cook something that you will put in your mouth later. That's a no-no. Don't do that. Okay, so I just realized, like the big dum-dum that I am, that of course the orange slices that you were supposed to add in is to substitute the pectin that you would normally use in jelly. I added cornstarch, which is supposed to do the same thing, so let's hope and pray that my jelly will work. The dye will not be a problem, although there was a problem that I could not get my 3 pots on my stove because it would shut itself down. So the mordant, the alum, is being boiled over at the studio and the flowers here in the kitchen. It's going to be a marathon of walking between 2 spaces, but I know, you know, need to get my 10,000 steps somehow. So it's been 45 minutes for the jelly flowers. I think they're done. We're going to strain them. The dye flowers, yeah, I'm going to let them simmer for a little bit longer. Simmer, not boil, emphasis on that. If you boil flowers, you will most likely get a brown dye. This is not what you want yellow. So, but back to the jelly flowers. Apparently I was supposed to add the sugar and the lemon juice only now. But because my brain is the way my brain is, I didn't read the instructions and just did. It now says to put a little bit on a spoon, wait until it sets, and then see whether I like the consistency. Are you set yet? How about now? Well, at least it's tasty. Here it is, our very pale yet very cute dandelion dyed fluff. If we had more dandelions and if I had used less fluff, this would be, of course, a bit more vibrant. But this is just actually in this video a proof of concept, just to show you that dandelions are actually the best flowers on earth. It's a flower you can eat and you can dye. I mean, there are several flowers in that category, but dandelions get the worst rap of all of them. Just look at this. Look! It's a cute yellow. Like, it doesn't pick up on camera as it is over here. I think this color is hard to catch. But it's very cute. It's very, very cute and pretty. I like it very much. This, by the way, is Belgian Milksheep fiber. I did not tell you that before, but I'm telling you now. At least one of our projects went swimmingly. The Dandelion Jelly, however, still very much has a watery consistency, not even a syrupy consistency, but a watery consistency, which is weird because everything it touched on my countertop became very, very, very sticky, like exactly as when I'm making jam. But it's not setting, and it's been a while right now. It's close to room temperature, this pot. Here's my husband, he's building our new lawnmower. Small head. I'm sorry. Anyway, back to the jelly. Now I have read somewhere that it can take up to 24 or 48 hours for a jelly to set, which I'm not used to because my jams mostly set in 5 minutes. So I'm going to give it some more time. But if it doesn't set by that time, I'm just going to slap some pectin in this bitch. In any case, I hope that this jelly making was also an interesting case study in the gifted kit to imposter syndrome pipeline. Because that's very much what it is. I will see you in 24 hours or something to check back on the jelly. But in the meantime, don't forget, dandelions are amazing. I feel like whatever sugar I put into this jelly attempt didn't dissolve and is now all on the bottom of my pots. But we shall not be defeated. No, no, no. For we have pectin. Let's hope this is the magic spell that will turn my watery substance in actually jelly. Since I assume that that blob is my sugar, I'm also not going to add more sugar, because it's already tasting sweet, and I know just assuming things is actually how we got here. Still going to do it like this. Didn't know you were already there. Good morning. You must be very curious to our dandelion jelly. Okay, it's okay, I get it. I'm curious too. Let's eat some dandelion jelly for breakfast. And I said, let's eat. So, did the pectin set our jelly to a consistency that we can actually eat and not drink? Also enjoy my very sexy morning voice. It's gloopy, but it's no longer water. So, I'm going to say this is not dandelion jelly, but like dandelion syrup. And as an inhabitant of Flemish Limburg, I cannot be mad about syrup because syrup is our whole thing. At first, it tastes a bit like honey. Then, after a while, you get that fresh citrusy notes of the lemon juice and the orange juice, which should not have been juice, but interesting. Very tasty. I'm wondering. Apparently I'm not wondering. We had like a piece of special cheese, but it's gone. Somebody ate it. So I actually could not shake the thought that this dandelion jelly syrup would be great on cheese, and I was right. Not eating it with a special cheese, but just with our regular cheese, which is Oud Brugge, which is a mature cheese. which is by nature apparently low in lactose, which is something I really enjoy. And just the floral notes, the citrusy notes with the mature cheese. Great combination. I will repeat it once more. Dandelions are just the best flowers.
Fluff and food. What more can one wish for?
Maybe an explanation to why I still put up a video wherein everything actually goes wrong. Or where I do everything wrong. Why would I still go through the effort of finishing, editing and publishing this video when I'm actually making a fool of myself? I think the dandelion being the best flower ever shows us that you do not have to be perfect. This was my very first time making dandelion jelly. If I did this perfectly, then what fun would there be in learning? If everything is perfect, in the right place, always pretty, always good, and there is never something that makes us think and wonder, maybe even cringe, I don't know. There is just already too much, too perfect content on the internet. Maybe just like a dandelion, this can be an antidote to perfection culture? Or am I thinking too deeply about this? Maybe I am. And I'm just making up excuses for making mediocre videos. I could have just stuck to what I know, and then this would be a video where I successfully dye this fluff pale yellow. That's just not me now, is it? That's not enough chaos. That's too easy. Let me know, by the way, if any one of you have ever tried dandelion jelly, and what do you think of it? I also hope this video serves as an inspiration to go about, see what's in your neighborhood, and just do things. Pick the flowers. Eat them! If they are at all edible, of course. And die with whatever you find in your neighborhood. Because there is so much treasures right in front of our noses, and we're so trained to see them as noxious or as weeds, while they're actually treasure. I'm telling you, this is gold. This is real gold over here. Now, with dandelions being the best flowers ever, I must also say that we only scratched the surface of what is possible. We did nothing with the leaves or the roots, while they bring another plentitude of possible projects. And since my jelly didn't turn out 100% the way I had intended to, maybe this is also a project for on my revenge project list. You know, the list with all the projects that I want to take revenge on by doing them better next time. Are these revenge projects something you would be interested in? Let me know down below. Enough with the philosophical babbling. I'm going to sign off for now. If you like these kind of fiber or fiber adjacent shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe. But of course, that is all up to you. And as for me, I will see you in a next video. And maybe before we do that, let's look at some more dyeing videos. Bye!